Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyatam Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shirupam Sagrajatam Saganarganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shirara Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishkam Vitam Cha Om Agyana Timaranda Shagyana Shana Shalagya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gorva Bistam Supurakam Gorganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shirupa Patanagam Govindabidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vitam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanam Suchanavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Madhika Sharanam Nyashishwara Shridaram Vanshakapatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gorata Vishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Adi-lila chapter 13, the advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So start with verse number 1. Saprasidatu Chaitanya Deva Yasya Prasadata Talila Varnane Yogya Sadyashad Adamopi Yayam. I wish the grace of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by whose mercy even one who has fallen can describe the pastimes of the Lord. Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gaura Chandra Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Jaya Nityananda. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Advaita Chandra, all glories to Lord Nityananda Prabhu. Jaya Jaya Gadadhar, Jaya Srinivas, Jaya Mukunda, Vasudeva, Jaya Haridas. All glories to Gadadhar Pandit, all glories to Srivas Thakur, all glories to Mukunda Prabhu and Vasudeva Prabhu. All glories to Haridas Thakur. Jaya Damodara Swarup, Jaya Murari Gupta, Esab Chandro Doye, Tamak Koila Lupta. All glories to Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta. All these brilliant moons have together dissipated the darkness of this material world. Jaya Sri Chaitanya Chandra Bhakta Chandragan Sabar Prema Jochnaya Ujjwala Tribhuvan. Glories to the moons who are devotees of the principal moon, Lord Chaitanya Chandra. Their bright moonshine illuminates the entire universe. Eta Kohila Granta Rambe Mukabanda Ebe Kohe Chaitanya Lila Krama Anubanda. Thus I have spoken the preface of the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now I shall describe Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes in chronological order. Pratameta Sutra Rupe Koraye Ganan Pachetaha Vistari Koriba Vivaran. First, let me give a synopsis of the Lord's pastimes, then I shall describe them in detail. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Navadipe Avatari Atachalisha Batsara Prakata Bihari. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, adventing himself in Navadip, was visible for 48 years, enjoying his pastimes. Joda Shata Shata Shake Janmera Brahman Choda Shata Panchane Hoila Antardan. In the year 1407 of the Shaka era, AD 1486, that's the corresponding day. In the year 1407 of the Shaka era, AD 1486, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in the year 1455. No, In the year 1407, the Shaka era, AD 1486, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared. And in the year 1455, AD 1534, he disappeared from this world. So he appeared in 1407 of the Shaka era, and he disappeared in 1455. And according to Western calendar, it would be appeared in 1486 and disappeared in 1534. Shabi Shavatsara Prabhu Koila Grihabas Nirantara Koila Krishna Kirtana Vilas. For 24 years, Lord Chaitanya lived in the Grihastha Ashram, household life, always engaging in the pastimes of the Hare Krishna movement. Chabish Vatsara Seshe Korea Sanyas Arachabish Vatsara Koila Nila Chalebas. After 24 years, he accepted the renounced order of life, sannyas, and he resided for 24 years more at Jagannath Puri. Taramadye Chaya Vatsara Gamana Gaman Kabu Dakina Kabu Goda Kabu Brindavan. Of these last 24 years, he spent the first 6 continuously touring India, sometimes in South India, sometimes in Bengal, and sometimes in Vrindavan. Ashtadasha Vatsara Rohila Nilachale Krishna Prema Namamrite Mashala Sakale. For the remaining 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri, chanting the nectarian Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. He inundated everyone there in a flood of love of Krishna. Garahastye Prabhura Lila Adi-lila Kyan Madhya Anja Lila Sesha Lila Raduinam. The pastimes of his household life are known as the Adi-lila, or the original pastimes. His later pastimes are known as the Madhya-lila and Antya-lila, or the middle and final pastimes. Adi-lila Madhya Prabhu Jateka Charita Sutra Rupe Murari Gupta Korila Grantita. All the pastimes enacted by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Adi-lila were recorded in summary form by Murari Gupta. Prabhura Jaya Sesha Lila Swarup Damodar Sutra Kore Granti Lena Grantera Bitar. His later pastimes, the Madhya-lila and Antya-lila, were recorded in the form of notes by his secretary, Swarup Damodar Goswami, and thus kept within a book. Edui Janer Sutra Dekiya Shunya Varnana Korena Vaishnava Kramaje Korea. By seeing and hearing the notes recorded by these two great personalities, a Vaishnava, a devotee of the Lord, can know these pastimes one after another. Balya, Poganda, Kaishora, Jovana, Charibed, Ateva, Adi, Kande, Lila, Charibed. In his spiritual pastimes there are 4 divisions: Balya, Poganda, Kaishora, and Yovana, childhood, early boyhood, later boyhood, and youth. Sarva Shad Guna Purnam Tam, Sarva Shad Guna Purnam Tam, Bande Falguna Purnaishmam, no, Sarva Yad Guna Purnam Tam, Bande Falguna Purnimam, Yashyam Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Vatirna Krishna Namabi. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the full moon evening in the month of Falgun, an auspicious time full of auspicious symptoms, when Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advented himself with the chanting of the holy name Hare Krishna. Falguna Purnima Sandhyaya Prabhura Janmodoy Sekali Daiba Joge Chandra Grahan Hoy. On the full moon evening in the month of Falgun, when the Lord took birth, coincidentally there was also a lunar eclipse. Hari Hari Bole Lok Harashita Haya Janmila Chaitanya Prabhu Nama Janmaya. In jubilation, everyone was chanting the holy name of the Lord, Hari Hari. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then appeared after first causing the appearance of the holy name. Janmabhaya Poganda Kaishora Juvakale Harinama Lao Jaila Prabhu Nanachale. At his birth, in his childhood, and in his early and later boyhood, as well as his youth, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, under different pleas, induced people to chant the holy name of Hari, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Balya Baba Chale Prabhu Korana Krandan Krishna Hari Namashuni Rahaye Rodan. In his childhood, when the Lord was crying, he would stop immediately upon hearing the holy names Krishna and Hari. Ateva Hari Hari Bole Narigan Dekite Aishe Jeva Sarva Bandajan. All the friendly ladies who came to see the child would chant the holy names, Hari, Hari, as soon as the child would cry. Gora Hari Bolitare, Hase Sarvanari, Ateva Hoilatara, Nama Gora Hari. When all the ladies saw this fun, they enjoyed laughing and called the Lord Gora Hari. From then on, Gora Hari became another of his names. Balyavaya said, Jabat Hate Kare Dila, Poganda Vayasa Jabat Vivahan Nakoila. His childhood lasted until the date of Hatikandi. His childhood lasted until the date of Hatikadi, the beginning of his education, and his age from the end of his childhood until he married is called Poganda. Hatikadi is when education begins. Give us some chalk and ask to write the letters. Vivaha Korile Hoila Navina Jovan Sarvatra Laojaila Prabhu Namasankirtan. After his marriage, his youth began, and in his youth, he induced everyone to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra anywhere and everywhere. Poganda Vayase Padena Padana Sishyagane Sarvatra Korena Krishna Namera Vyakyane. During his Poganda age, he became a serious student and also taught disciples. In this way, he used to explain the holy name of Krishna everywhere. Sutravriti Panchitika Krishnete Tatparya Sishyara Pratita Hoy Prabhava Ascharya. When teaching a course in grammar, Vyakaran, and explaining it with notes, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught his disciples about the glories of Lord Krishna. All explanations culminated in Krishna, and his disciples would understand them very easily. Thus, his influence was wonderful. Jarideke tariko he koha Krishnanam Krishnaname basaila nabadipe gram. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was a student, he asked whomever he met to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In this way, he inundated the whole town of Navadip with the chanting of Hare Krishna. Kishoravaya se Arambila Sankirtan Ratradine Premi Nritya Sange Bhaktagan. Just prior to his youthful life, he began the Sankirtan movement. Day and night he used to dance in ecstasy with his devotees. Nagare Nagare Brahme Kirtana Koriya Vashaila Tri Bhuvana Prema Bhakti Diya. The Sankirtan movement went on from one part of the town to another as the Lord wandered everywhere performing kirtan. In this way, he inundated the whole world by distributing love of Godhead. Chabisha Vatsarai Che Navadipa Grame Lao Jaila Sarva Loke Krishna Premaname. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in the Navadip area for 24 years, and he induced every person to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and thus merge in love of Krishna. Chabish Vatsara Chila Korea Sanyas Bhaktagan Loya Koila Nila Chalebas. For his remaining 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, sannyas, he stayed at Jagannath Puri with his devotees. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu lived in the Navadip area for 24 years, and he induced every person to chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and thus merge in love of Krishna. For his remaining 24 years, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after accepting the renounced order of life, stayed at Jagannath Puri with his devotees. Taramadye Nila Chale Chaitanya Taramadye Nila Chale Chaya Batsar Nritya Gita Prema Bhakti Dana Nirantar. For 6 of these 24 years in Nilachala, Jagannath Puri, he distributed love of Godhead by always chanting and dancing. Setubanda Aragoda Vyape Vrindavan Prema Nama Prachariya Korila Brahman. Okay. Beginning from Cape Comorin and extending through Bengal to Vrindavan. During these 6 years, he toured all of India. He toured all of India, chanting, dancing, and distributing love of Krishna. Beginning from Cape Comorin and extending through Bengal to Vrindavan. During these 6 years, he toured all of India, chanting, dancing, and distributing love of Krishna. Adi-lila nam lila mukyadam Sesha Ashtadasha Varsha Antya-lila nam Adi-lila nam lila mukyadam Sesha Ashtadasha Varsha Antya-lila nam. The activities of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his travels after he accepted sannyas are his principal pastimes. His activities during his remaining 18 years are called the Adi-lila, or the final portion of his pastimes. Taramadye Chai Vatsara Bhaktagana Sange Prema Bhakti Lao Jaila Nritya Gita Range. For 6 of the 18 years, he continuously stayed in Jagannath Puri. He regularly performed kirtan, inducing all the devotees to love Krishna simply by chanting and dancing. Dwarasha Vatsara Sesh Rohila Nilachale Premavasta Shikaila Astadana Chale. For the remaining 12 years, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. For the remaining 12 years, he stayed in Jagannath Puri. He taught everyone how to taste the transcendental mellow ecstasy of love for Krishna by tasting it himself. Ratri Dibase Krishna Viraha Sfuran Unmadera Cheshta Kore Pralapa Bachan. Day and night, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt separation from Krishna. Manifesting symptoms of this separation, he cried and talked very inconsistently, like a madman. Shri Radhara Pralapa Jaiche Udavadarshane Se Matra Unmara Pralapa Kori Dratridine. As Srimati Radharani talked inconsistently when she met Uddhava, so also Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished both day and night such ecstatic talk in the mood of Srimati Radharani. In this connection, one should refer to Srimati Radharani's soliloquy. After meeting Uddhava in Vrindavan, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu presented a similar picture of such ecstatic imaginary talking, full of jealousy and madness, symptomizing neglect by Krishna. Srimati Radharani, criticizing a bumblebee, talked just like a madwoman. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the last days of his pastimes, exhibited all the symptoms of such ecstasy. In this connection, one should refer to the fourth chapter of the Adi-lila. Vidyapati Jayadev Chandidas Ergita Ashwadena Ramananda Swarup Sahila. The Lord used to read the books of Vidyapati, Jayadev, and Chandidas, relishing their songs with his confidential associates like Sri Ramananda Roy and Swarup Damodar Goswami. Krishnara Viyoge Jatra Prema Bhatsiva. Krishnara Viyoge Jata Prema Chestita Ashwadiya Purnakoila Apana Banchan. Krishnara Viyoge Jata Prema Chestita Ashwadiya Purnakoila Apana Banchita. In separation from Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu relished all these ecstatic activities, and thus he fulfilled his own desires. Ananda Chaitanya Lila Kudra Jivahan. Ananda Chaitanya Lila Kudra Jivahaya Kevarnite Pare Taha Vistara Korea. The pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are unlimited. How much can a small living entity elaborate about their transcendental pastimes? Sutra Kore Gane Jade Apane Ananta Sahasrabharane Teho Nahipai Anta. If Lord Seshanagana Ananta personally were to make the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya into sutras, even with his thousands of mouths, there is no possibility that he could find their limit. when they began, when they end, and even if Lord Sesha Nagananta personally were to make the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya into sutras, even with his thousands of mouths, there is no possibility that he could find their limit. Damodar Swarup Ara Gupta Murari Mukhya Lila Sutre Likijache Vichari. Devotees like Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta have recorded all the principal pastimes of Lord Chaitanya in the form of notes after deliberate consideration. Say Anusare Liki Lila Sutragan Vistari Marnaich Hena Tahadasha Vrindavan. The notes kept by Sri Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta are the basis of this book. Following these notes, I write all the pastimes of the Lord. The notes have been described elaborately by Vrindavan Das Thakur. The notes kept by Sri Swarup Damodar and Murari Gupta are the basis of this book. Following those notes, I write all the pastimes of the Lord. The notes have been described elaborately by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Chaitanya Lila Rabhyasa Dasha Vrindavan Madhura Korya Lila Korila Bachan. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, the authorized writer of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is as good as Srila Vyasadeva. He has described the pastimes in such a way as to make them Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, the authorized writer of the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is as good as Srila Vyasadeva. He has described the pastimes in such a way as to make them sweeter and sweeter. Granta Vistarabaye Chadila Jj Stan Se Stane Kichu Koriva Vyakyan. Being afraid of his books becoming too voluminous, he left some places without vivid descriptions. I shall try to fill those places as far as possible. I'm just very tired. Being afraid of his book becoming too voluminous, he left some places without vivid descriptions. I shall try to fill those places as far as possible. Prabhora Lilamrita Teho Koila Ashvadan Tarabhakta Sesha Kichu Korye Charvan. The transcendental pastimes of Lord Chaitanya have actually been relished by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. I am simply trying to chew the remnants of food left by him. Adi-lila Sutra Liki Shuna Bhaktagan Sankepi Likiye Samyak Najai Likan. What I find sometimes is because the letters are in italics and they're small. Govinda Maharaj later said, if you're going to print verses, make it bold and make it not in italics. So sometimes. Adi-lila Sutra Liki Shuna Bhaktagan Sankepi Likiye Samyak Najai Likan. My dear devotees of Lord Chaitanya, let me now write a synopsis of the Adi-lila. I write of these pastimes in brief because it is not possible to describe them in full. Kombansha Purana Lage Brajendra Kumar Avatirna Hoite Mane Korila Vichar To fulfill a particular desire within his mind, Lord Krishna, Vrajendra Kumar, decided to descend to this planet after mature contemplation. Age avantarila jai guru parivar sankepi kohiye ke kaha najai bistar. Lord Krishna therefore first allowed his family of superiors to descend to the earth. I shall try to describe them in brief because it is not possible to describe them fully. Sri Sachi Jagannatha, Sri Madhava Puri, Keshava Bharati Ara, Sri Ishwara Puri, Advaita Charya Ara, Pandita Srivas, Acharya Ratna Vidyanidhi, Thakura Haridas. Lord Sri Krishna, before appearing as Lord Chaitanya, requested these devotees to precede him. Sri Sachi Devi, Jagannath Mishra, Madhavendra Puri, Keshav Bharati, Ishwara Puri, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Pandit, Acharya Ratna, Vidyanidhi, and Thakur Haridas. So principally that will be, since they're asked to appear first, then that will be Vatsalya-lila, elders. Sri Hatha Nivase, Sri Upendra Mishranam, Vaishnava Pandita Dani, Sadguna Pradhan. There was also Sri Upendra Mishra, resident of the district of Sri Hatha. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, a learned scholar, a rich man, and a reservoir of all good qualities. Sri Hatha Nivasi Sri Upendra Mishranam, Vaishnava Pandita Dani, Shadguna Pradhan. There was, as I read this, there was also Sri Upendra Mishra, resident in the district of Sri Hatha. He was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, a learned scholar, a rich man, and a reservoir of all good qualities. Sapta Mishra Taraputra, Sapta Rishivar, Kamsari, Paramananda, Padmanabha, Sarveshwar, Jagannath, Janardana, Trilokyanta, Jagannath, Janardana, Trilokyanath, Nadiyatig, Gangavas, Koila Jagannath. Upendra Mishra had 7 sons who were all saintly and most influential. Kamsari, Paramananda, Padmanabha, Sarveshwar, Jagannath, Janardan, and Trilokyanath. Jagannath Mishra, the 5th son, decided to reside on the bank of the Ganges at Nadia. Jagannath Mishravara, Paravi Purandar, Nanda Vasudeva Rupa, Sadguna Sagar. Jagannath Mishra was designated as Purandar. Especially like Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, he was an ocean of all good qualities. Tarapatni Sachinama, Pativrata Shati, Jarapita, Nilambara, Nama Chakravarti. His wife, Srimati Sachi Devi, was a chaste woman, highly devoted to her husband. Sachi Devi's father's name was Nilambar, and his surname was Chakravarti. Radha Deshe Janmila Thakur, Nityananda, Gangadas Pandita, Gupta, Murari Mukunda. In Radhadesh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges is not visible, Nityananda Prabhu, Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda took birth. Is it more the western side, I believe. In Radhadesh, the part of Bengal where the Ganges is not visible, Nityananda Prabhu, Gangadas Pandit, Murari Gupta, and Mukunda took birth. Asankhya Bhaktera Korila Avatar, Seshe Avatirna Hoila, Brajendra Kumar. Lord Krishna Brajendra Kumar first caused countless devotees to appear, and at last he appeared himself. Prabhur Avirbhav Purve Jata Vaishnavagan Advaita Acharjera Stani Korana Gaman. Before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees of Navadip used to gather in the house of Advaita Charya. Before the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the devotees of Navadip used to gather in the house of Advaita Charya. Gita Bhagavata Kohe Acharya Gosai Jnana Karma Nindi Kore Bhakti Rabadai. In these meetings of the Vaishnavas, Advaita Charya used to recite the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, decrying the paths of philosophical speculation and fruitive activity, and establishing the super excellence of devotional service. So decrying means not explaining why we don't follow Jnana and Karma, but giving preference always to Bhakti. Sarva Shastrika. So, in the meetings of the Vaishnavas, Advaita Charya used to recite the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, decrying the paths of philosophical speculation and fruitive activity, Jnana and Karma, and establishing the super excellence of devotional service. Sarva Shastri Kohe Krishna Bhaktira Vyakyan Jnana Yoga Tapodharma Nahi Manayan. In all the revealed scriptures of Vedic culture, devotional service to Lord Krishna is explained throughout. Therefore, devotees of Lord Krishna do not recognize the process of philosophical speculation, mystic yoga, unnecessary austerity, and so-called religious rituals. They do not accept any process but devotional service. Tarasange Ananda Kore Vaishnavagan Krishna Katha Krishna Puja Namasankirtan. In the house of Advaita Charya, all the Vaishnavas took pleasure in always talking of Krishna, always worshipping Krishna, and always chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Kintu Sarvalok Deke Krishna Bahirmukh Vishaye Nimagna Lok Deke Payaduk. But Sri Advaita Charya Prabhu felt pain to see all the people without Krishna consciousness simply merging in material sense enjoyment. Lokera Nishtara Hetu Korana Chintan Kemote Esab Lokera Hoibe Taran. Seeing the condition of the world, he began to think seriously of how all these people could be delivered from the clutches of Maya. Krishna Vatari Koren Bhaktira Vistar Tabeta Sakala Loker Hoibe Nishtar. Srila Advaita Charya Prabhu thought, if Krishna himself appears in order to distribute the cult of devotional service, then only will liberation be possible for all people. Krishna Avatarite Acharya Pratigya Korea Krishna Puja Kori Tulasi Ganga Jaladiya. With this consideration, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, promising to cause Lord Krishna to descend, began to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna with tulsi leaves and water the Ganges. Dandavad. Krishnera Advana Kore Sagana Hunkar Hunkare Akrishta Hoila Brajendra Kumar. With loud cries, he invited Krishna to appear, and this repeated invitation attracted Lord Krishna to descend. Apatya Virahe Mishvara Duke Hoilaman. Jagannatha Mishra Patni Sachira Udare Ashtakanya Krame Hoila Janmi Janmi Mare. Before the birth of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 8 daughters took birth one after another from the womb of Sachimata, the wife of Jagannath Mishra, but just after their birth they all died. Apatya Virahe Mishra Duke Hoilaman Putralage Adi-lila Vishnura Charan. Jagannath Mishra was very unhappy at the death of his children one after another. Therefore, desiring a son, he worshipped the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Tabi Putra Janmila Vishwarupanam Maha Gunavanteho Maladevadam. After this, Jagannath Mishra got a son of the name Vishwarup, who was most powerful and highly qualified because he was an incarnation of Baladev. Baladeva Prakash Parama Vyome Sankarshan Teho Vishvera Upadana Nimitta Karan. This expansion of Baladev, known as Shankarshan in the spiritual world, is the ingredient and immediate cause of this material cosmic manifestation. Teho by Vishve Kichu Nahidekiyar Ateva Vishwarupa Namajedahar. The gigantic universal form is called the Vishwarup incarnation of Mahashankarshan. Thus we do not find anything within this cosmic manifestation except the Lord himself. The gigantic universal form is called the Vishwarup incarnation of Mahashankarshan. Thus we do not find anything within this cosmic manifestation except the Lord himself. So I'm going to stop here. Tomorrow we'll continue. Or maybe not tomorrow. Next time I read, because tomorrow I think is Vaidehi's class. Okay. Now we'll sing Hari Harai. Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Maravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shimaru Sudan Giridhari Gopinatha Maranama Janame janame more abilash. Gosai gosai jabe bhaje koi lavas. Srila Krishna nitya lila gaurila prakash. Anande bolo hari bhaja vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava pade majai aman. Shri Guru Vaishnava pade koriya. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamoda. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Koriya. Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Naradhamoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jai Saparikara Shri Shri Guru Goranga Gandharvika Giridhara Ju Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Tilak Neri Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmamacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parabhajaka Charyasta Tara Sarasri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramansa Parabhajaka Charyasta Tara Sarasri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakak Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhaktivedanta Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Bharga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shad Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Prem Se Go Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Vishvavarenya Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Kusham Ashram Maharaj Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Sri Namadeep Dham Ki Jai. Shri Mayapur ki jai, Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai, Saparshada Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai, Shri Kuladvip ki jai, Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai, Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai, Ganga Devi ki jai, Tulasi Maharani ki jai, Bhakti Devi ki jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopika Vardan, Sham Kuna Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamunaju ki jai, Shri Purushottam Ram ki jai, Baladev Subhadra Jagannath Jil ki jai, Bhakti Vigna Vinashaya, Shri Nrsingadev ki jai, Bhakta Prabhata Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrindi ki jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, all the assembled devotees ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Jayam Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki jai.